This is probably news for you. These are the realities, the true realities of being a YouTuber. This tripod that I have had for like 5 years just broke.
Victoria Elizabeth Schwab!
Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome to today's video. We are going to do a little bit of maybe like a week in my life today with a special focus on what it's actually like to be a full-time booktuber. This is probably news for you. If you guys have been following along, you know that I normally work like a regular like full-time 9-to-5 job and do YouTube on the side on my own time, like in the evenings and weekends and whatever. But that situation has recently changed. If you guys have also been following me, you know that like the past year has been a little bit tumultuous in terms of like my 9-to-5 job, just because the industry I work in is not doing so well. Everyone in my industry is kind of just like bouncing from company to company. There's like mass layoffs happening, bankruptcies happening, kind of all over. And so yeah, everyone that I work with or everyone like in my industry has been affected by the layoffs. But this time around, I'm becoming a full-time YouTuber kind of by choice, at least temporarily, at least for the time being. We're trying it out for now. But basically my latest contract that was like 2 months with the company has ended. They were extending me like week to week to week, which is something that I really wasn't a fan of. So I think honestly they would have offered to extend me for like 2 more weeks maybe, but I was like, you know what? It's summer. I'm gonna take some time to like, I don't know, invest more in myself. And I was also starting to feel a bit burnt out like doing that, and then also trying to pump up 2 YouTube videos a week at the same time. So I've decided to take the leap for now and try to see if this whole YouTube thing could work for me full time. It's a little bit of a terrifying decision. I did not make this decision lightly. It's something I've been thinking of for literally years, but I think it's time. I think it's time now to give myself a chance, and so that's what we're doing. I'm planning on like, I don't know, maybe at least taking the summer to see how this works for me. I feel like I do have enough in my savings, you know, that I can get by without my like usual income. And if, you know, a few months later, like down the line, I feel like this isn't working, I can always get a job again. So I truly don't know how long this era in my life will last, but while we're here, I wanted to just take you along on the journey with me to see what my schedule and what my life is like as a booktuber with no job, and kind of just show also like how much time goes into things in case you might be curious about what it takes to become a booktuber, like how much time it takes if it's something that you are interested in doing, to see, yeah, like what all goes into it. We're starting off the work week. This is actually my 2nd week working like for myself. And so I'm still trying to like get into my own routine of things. Previously, I was working, you know, I was working 9-to-5 obviously. So I had to find a lot of pockets in the day. Like I don't like filming everything in the evening because it's like dark, and I like filming things when it's bright obviously, and like I have natural light. So I would take kind of like 5 to 10 minute pockets in the day to like film parts of reading vlogs, but really like all of my work, editing, filming my long form chat videos, like all my wrap-ups, my TBRs, all of those, like I would do that all on the weekends, mostly on Saturdays. Like Saturdays would be like a big YouTube work day for me, and so I didn't really have my weekend. But yeah, I'm trying to just like figure out my timing of my days and stuff now that I just have like all the time for myself to do like my own work. I am trying my best to keep everything to like a 9-to-5 Monday to Friday, just because I've literally been working a 9-to-5 Monday to Friday for like 9 years, I think, like for a very long time. And I think that's just the schedule that will keep me productive, keep me going. I will like force myself to like focus and work for those hours. Do I have anything else to say? It's around 9 right now. It's probably just a little bit past. It's 9:13. So we're gonna get started. I think what is working for me is taking the morning to do like computer stuff, whether it's like admin stuff. I have, you know, a big part of this job is like responding to emails and checking things and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a lot of the like desk stuff in the morning, and also I think like editing anything that I maybe filmed the day before. So we're gonna start with that. And today in particular, on Saturday, so 2 days ago, I actually filmed a podcast thing. I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like Freya and I are kind of doing this like podcast test run thing to see if it's something that would work for both of us, because a podcast is something that we've both wanted to do for a while, and we both obviously like, you know, we're friends, we get along, we love each other. And so we're like, why don't we try and do this together and see if it's something that we could do, like, you know, as something additional. So we did our first like podcast on Saturday, and so I'm gonna be doing the editing. That's probably gonna be like almost my entire workday today, because we filmed for 2 hours. We talked for 2 hours on Saturday, and that's definitely much too long for like a regular podcast length. But I think, you know, it was our first podcast, so we're also figuring out like how much to talk about and how long we like tend to go with like a certain amount of like talking topics. So I'm going to do emails first, go through my emails, and then I'm going to download. She sent me her side of the clips, like when we filmed together. I'm gonna be putting that together this morning. And it's definitely gonna take me to at least like this afternoon, because with the podcast being 2 hours long, I obviously have to watch through the whole thing and then also like make edits as needed. So that's the start of our day. Guys, my tripod just broke. This tripod that I have had for like 5 years just broke. Just decided to do whatever this is. When I try and stand it up, oh, sorry, Bobs. When I try and stand it up, long live the tripod. So this is out of commission. Love that for us. Good thing. So you guys are on just like a small mini tripod. Here, I'll take you to the mirror so you can see yourselves. So this is what you are currently on right now. It's like a little mini tripod, and it only goes up to here. Like this is the tallest that this tripod extends. So I can use you like this for now. And you know, we could probably do like sit down on the floor videos at this level, but I just had to buy a new tripod because sometimes I need to film things higher than this. You know what I mean? So I just spent $100 on a new tripod. Great. These are the realities, okay? These are the realities, the true realities of being a YouTuber, a booktuber, a content creator. Sometimes your equipment breaks and you have to replace it, and it's expensive, especially if you want like the good stuff. I have sort of synced together our podcast. It actually took a little while to sync because we're both recording kind of on different formats from different cameras. We also this time around had like different audio tracks to sync up as well. So it's now 10:19. I've gone through all my emails. I did have some stuff like from brands to go through, and also I had a very exciting ARC request sheet thing to fill. If you guys have ever been curious on how we get like ARCs and stuff, a lot of the time publishers will send us like newsletters and like lists of upcoming books that we can like kind of choose from or request, and then we just basically see if they decide to send them to us or not. Like it's a really funny process. We get these lists, we request the books, and then we never get a confirmation, or at least I don't. I never get a confirmation on whether or not my like book requests have been approved or not. So that's why like when we get book mail, it's still a surprise, because it's like, yes, I remember requesting this like 6 months ago, but I never got confirmation if I was going to get this book or not. And sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. So it's always just like a mystery of like what ARCs are going to receive. So that's interesting. I just got a Simon & Schuster newsletter for like their late summer, early fall ARCs, I think. Anyways, this is what the podcast is looking like. I basically had to, if you can see like all those little segmented different clips, I just had to sync them all. They were kind of all like a little bit off. And I'm just gonna go through and listen to all of it. And yeah, the whole thing's sitting at like an hour, 45 minutes right now. So it's gonna take me until lunch, probably. What time is it? 3:10. I just finished editing the podcast. I finished exporting it. It is now currently uploading to YouTube. That's just my like video editing program I use. Over here we are uploading to YouTube. I don't have like a name or a thumbnail for it or anything. So I haven't done that yet, still need to do that. But I just want to upload it as like an unlisted video so I can send the link to Freya and like show her and see if she's good with it before, I don't know, we go ahead, make it public, etc. But that is very exciting. The podcast came out to be, I think our like video footage was like 2 hours long, and we had some like weird things in between. Like there was a part like halfway through where we had to change our camera batteries and stuff, so we had to pause for a bit. But in the end, I think the overall podcast is like an hour and 42 minutes, which is way too long for a podcast. Who wants to listen to us for that long? But that's just how long we talked for. But I want to now actually film another sit down video. So I'm going to start a new video. I actually want to make a video where I talk about 10 books that I want to reread, and I'm going to like go over why I want to reread them. So that's going to be coming up on my channel. I don't know if this video or if that video is going to come out first, but either way, that's going to be something that is a video on my channel. So I'm gonna pull some books off my shelves, like the ones I want to talk about. I'm gonna set up, and I think I'm gonna do a sit down on the floor video, because I was gonna do one up here at my desk, you know, like the angle that you usually see with my wrap ups and stuff. I was gonna do one up here, but my tripod broke. So we're gonna have to make this a sit down on the floor video, and that's okay. But in terms of like how long it actually takes to film a video, generally for sit down videos, it takes me about an hour and a half, I want to say, to like set everything up. Like let's say like get all my talking points together, pull my books off the shelves, set up the camera, do my thumbnail, film the video, etc. It takes me roughly an hour and a half, and that all will add up to, I don't know, like when I cut down the video it ends up being like half an hour. So yeah, there you go, just for transparency. When I have like a 30-minute sit down video that comes up, it usually has taken me an hour and a half to film it, and probably around like 4 to 5 hours to edit it, I think, depending on what type of video it is. TBR videos, for some reason, are so quick to edit. I don't know why, but those are the fastest videos ever to edit, and I love them for that. And the longest videos for me to edit, I think, are my wrap-up videos. So we'll see where this one sits. But yeah, I'm gonna film a video. And the podcast has 10 minutes left to upload. So yeah, I'm gonna set up while that's uploading, and then I'm gonna start filming when it's done so I can like put my computer to sleep and stuff. Let's set up. I desperately need water. I am parched. That's something else you should know. A very genuine, real part of being a booktuber is after you film a sit down video, your voice just gets like so strained by the end of it because you're talking so much. So I get really, really thirsty after I film a video. But anyways, that is done. It is 4:09. So I actually filmed that one quite quickly. I think it'll end up being a shorter video, like maybe not a full 30 minutes, but maybe closer to a 20-minute video. But yeah, that went very smoothly. For the last hour of the workday, what do I want to do? I'm gonna check if my podcast upload has finished processing so I can send the link to Freya so she can review it overnight, because we live on opposite time zones. Maybe I will just transfer some footage to my computer so it'll be ready for me to start editing tomorrow morning. But then I think for the last bit of the day, I actually want to read a bit, because that is definitely a part of the job of being a booktuber. It is the most fun part of being a booktuber, and I haven't been able to read all day today, so I want to take a little bit of time to read. My current read is actually Shark Heart by Emily Haybeck. It's something a little bit out of my comfort zone for sure, but I'm actually so far really, really loving this book. I am just over halfway through this. I'll definitely give you my thoughts in my end of the month monthly reading wrap up. This evening we actually have plans with Huffy's dad, so I'm gonna be out all evening. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow morning and we'll see what tomorrow's workday looks like. Good morning, friends. It is Tuesday morning. I've just done a workout this morning. I did abs today and I've had breakfast. Today's gonna be a big off camera. I mean, I'm on camera right now for this vlog, but I mean like in terms of filming a big sit down video or doing a reading vlog. Today's an off camera day. It's just gonna be a big computer day, I think. I have a bunch of things to edit. So I did, as you saw, I managed to get the big main podcast episode done yesterday. Freya loves it, and so today I'm going to do some shorts cut downs for it. I think I'm gonna do like 3 maybe. I'm also going to edit the books I want to reread sit down chatty video that I filmed yesterday. I'm gonna edit that today. I have 2 thumbnails to make, one for the podcast episode and one for the books I want to reread video. Oh, I have to do a title for the podcast episode. I'll run it by Freya as well, and then I will queue it up to upload. I'm maybe thinking to have that up for Friday. It's Tuesday right now, so that gives a couple days to finish things up and do all the shorts and stuff. And those are my main tasks for today, I think. I'm also just doing, this is like not work related, but I'm doing a couple things for my in-person book club today. I didn't have that much like email or admin stuff to do this morning. I mostly did that while I was in bed, to be honest. I do wake up and immediately go on my phone. I know some people say that's bad for you, but it's just what I do. It actually helps me get the day started to like be in bed, wake up, check all my messages, notifications, emails. It gives me like a better idea of like what I need to accomplish that day. So I know some people are like, no phone time when you like first wake up, but I do it. There we have it. That's my day. I did just get my new tripod that I ordered yesterday. Also, it is 12:49 p.m. I did finish all of the podcast stuff that I wanted to do. So I did 4 shorts cut downs. I did a thumbnail. I thought of like 3 options for the video title and I sent all those to Freya. So this afternoon I'm gonna dive into editing my rereads video. I'm gonna start editing this video as well. And then I guess I have to do 2 thumbnails. But let's open my new tripod. I didn't bring scissors up. Maybe that was an oversight on my part, but let's see if we can do it without scissors. Ooh, fun. Okay, this tripod comes with a little bag. If you're ever on the go, you can like pack it up, just carry it like this, I guess. That's cool. I don't really bring my tripod out with me anywhere, but let's say if I don't know, travel and want to vlog or something, this could be very useful. But I got a small rig tripod. That's the brand. That's actually the same brand as the tripod you guys are currently standing on, but this is like a bigger, taller version of it. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of different little pieces in here. Oh, this is like a phone attachment. I will likely not be needing that. Oh, what is this for? We have like all these little parts of things. This looks too complicated for me. Oh, and this is the piece that my camera would go on. Let's see the tripod itself. Oh, there's already like a camera head thing here though, so maybe this is just like an extra one? How does this work? Oh, it folds like all the way up. That's cool. So you fold the legs down, and I think they can stand at like multiple angles. Let's see how high this thing goes to. This goes pretty dang high. I think this goes higher than my old tripod even used to go. This one's like taller than me. Just to test its limits, let's just see. This is me, I'm 5'2", I'm a little shorty, but this tripod goes literally, it's taller than me. I don't think I will ever truly need it that tall, but it's good to know that the option exists. I feel like I would use it more like chest height, if anything. Or even shorter, honestly. We'll keep it like this for now. And yeah, there's just a bunch of little knobs here, the usual for your tripod controls. Ta-da! There you are. This is perfect for this setup of an angle where I usually do my like monthly wrap-ups and book chats and stuff. So we are good to go. Yay! And this tripod is actually a lot more sturdy than my old one used to be. So it's probably a good thing that I finally invested in like a better, more sturdy one, because you know, you don't want your camera and all your expensive equipment to come crashing to the ground because you have a weak tripod. But okay, we have some editing to do, don't we? So I'm gonna do this probably for the rest of the afternoon. It also looks really sunny outside, so I might maybe at like around 3 p.m. maybe I'll take an early day from the desk work and go outside and read a little bit. That is like the obvious perk and the luxury of being a booktuber, is that your schedule is more flexible, and I'm slowly like getting used to that freedom because I have spent the last 9 years of my life being constrained to a 9-to-5 job, or like for the longest time I was working like a 9-to-7 job. But I'm going to try and make use, you know, take advantage of the fact that I have freedom. And like, since the weather is nice outside and it's summer, maybe I will just edit for 2 hours, let's say, and then I'll reward myself and go outside and read, because I also feel like I haven't had the most time to read lately, and I need to remedy that. I need to fix that. But let's open a new project and start editing. Good morning, happy Wednesday. My 24-hour readathon video just went up, so I'm gonna keep like my eye out on that like pretty much all day today, so I can make sure I'm like caught up with all your lovely comments and everything. So that's exciting. But agenda for today, I ran all the podcast episode stuff by Freya. There is a little thumbnail change that we want to do, because I had to, on the thumbnail, I had to like flip her image so it looks like we're more like talking, like facing each other. And it's always so weird when you like mirror image yourself. And I like told her that yesterday. I was like, I had to flip your image, but like let me know if this looks weird, because I know I get freaked out by this. So she was like, it's fine, but it's maybe a little weird. So she found like a better frame that looks less weird when it's flipped, and I'm gonna replace the thumbnail with that. And then for the shorts, the podcast shorts, I was watching them yesterday and I was like, you know what, they're good, but I feel like they would be better if I put like a small thumbnail of the book we're talking about, like the book cover, just so it's more straightforward, because it looks like this right now. I think it looks pretty good, like with Freya on top, me on the bottom, and then I have like captions in the middle. But I think putting just like a little, like, I don't know, a little thumbnail of the book there or something would work, just to make everything like more clear, you know, so everyone knows like what book we are actually talking about. And then I'm gonna write up some captions for those, and then I'm gonna queue them up on Instagram to post. I think we're gonna do 2 going live tomorrow as like a little preview, then 2 on Friday for the day the podcast episode comes out. So that is our first order of business. I did actually end up finishing the 10 books I desperately want to reread video. I finished the edit. I actually made the thumbnail after I read outside for like about an hour yesterday. I came back to my computer actually before the end of the workday, and I just did a quick thumbnail for that. So that one is queued up and ready to go. But I haven't actually started editing this video that I said I was maybe going to start yesterday. Didn't do that, so that's gonna be my like big task today. And I think I also maybe want to film a short today, either today or tomorrow. But I do also want to reserve some time this afternoon to actually read, because tonight I'm going to this very exciting event. I honestly don't know what to expect, but Ontario Creates, which is my province, I do live in Ontario in Canada, Ontario Creates invited me to this event called the Trillium Book Awards, where it's like an award ceremony to highlight Ontario, like local authors. And so I was invited, and today they're going to announce the winners, and there's also going to be some sort of reception or something after. And I don't know what to expect. I've never seen or gone to one of these events, so that's just going to be something fun to do tonight. But because I'm going to be going out tonight, I won't have time to read. And so I want to reserve like a block of time this afternoon to keep up with my reading, but that's basically going to be today. Are you seeing the pattern here? Like basically every day is filled with filming, editing, like things just take a lot more time, I think, than like anyone ever expects. Like to make a half-hour video, it'll take a full work day. But this is all like fun work, you know, I enjoy doing it, I love it. And so I am honestly loving this time in my life where I'm just working for myself. That's gonna be my day. Good morning. It is Thursday. I've done my usual workout in the morning, breakfast, etc., everything. So we're getting ready for the workday again. Yesterday's event was fun. I didn't know what to expect, but there was basically a ceremony. They announced the awards of the Trillium Book Awards. That's what it was called, but they announced the winners, and it was just like all about highlighting Ontario local authors. After the like award ceremony, there was like a little bit of like a party, like a reception kind of, where there was food, and we also each got to take home one of the books that were nominated. I took home the winner, of course. I had to grab the winner of the night, and that was I'm So Glad We Had This Time Together by Maurice Vellecoupe. And this is actually a memoir. And not only is it a memoir, but it is a graphic memoir, which is something I've literally never ever read before. I don't really read nonfiction, and I also don't really read graphic novels. So the fact that this is a graphic memoir is wonderful because it's helping me branch out into different genres. So this follows his life. Obviously it's a memoir, but from the way he was describing it, like he grew up, he is queer, so he grew up queer in like a very strict religious family, and it just kind of follows his story through life. He grew up in Toronto as well, which is, you know, where I'm from, so I feel like that's really interesting, and I'm really curious to see if there are any like illustrations depicting Toronto scenes, just to show you. Hold on, I'm gonna clip you in because this book is so heavy I cannot hold it with one hand. Something that's really cool, first of all, is we have this illustrated cover. On the inside, when you flip open the dust jacket, it's the real image. That's literally the real image. The kid in this photo is the author, and then that's his mother, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that's like the real photo of him as a kid, and then the illustrated version. I thought that was just like such a cute find. I loved it. Just to give you a peek of what some of the pages inside look like. Oh yeah, that's so funny. These are such iconic Toronto scenes. But it's all illustrated, and yeah, we just flip through. Oh, there's like a table of contents. That's cool. And then yeah, we just flip through this graphic novel. I also got this picture. They had one of those photo booth things, and they're like, do you want to take a picture with the book? So I did. It's kind of like blown out. The flash was a little too strong on the camera they had, but I'm holding the book, and this little arrow actually says bookworm, but you can't see it because the flash just like blew out the entire photo. But yeah, that was yesterday. In terms of what we are doing today though, today's gonna be a lighter day, I think, actually, in terms of workload, because I did manage to get a lot done this week. I've already finished up, you know, an entire podcast episode. I did a sit down video. I've been doing this vlog, and this will wrap up tomorrow as well. So that's 3 long form videos that I have finished this week. But what I want to focus on today is definitely a thumbnail for this video. I've actually gotten started on it over here. I've actually made 2 versions of it because I made one, didn't end up loving it, and then I made a second one and I like the second one better. So I'm gonna stick with that one, but it's not complete yet. I still have a few finishing touches to do. And then on top of that, I want to film some shorts today. I have a couple of ideas of shorts I want to do, and that is something that I am trying to focus on now that I'm doing like content creation or booktube full time. I want to try and prioritize short form content as well. I will always be a long form girly first and foremost. I love consuming long form content. I love creating long form content. I just think long form it's so much more cozy. You can put on a long video. You also just get a lot more deeper insight into books or anything that you're talking about with long form versus short form. So I'm always going to be long form first. That's always going to be my number one priority. But now, because I do have some more time, I'm not working a full-time job anymore, I want to like try and make sure I dedicate some time to actually like attempt to do short form content, because it's always something that I feel like I've been falling behind on. I don't really prioritize it. It's not like short form doesn't really speak to my soul, so it's kind of like harder for me to create short content because I don't resonate with it personally as much. But I know like it kind of comes with the job, with the way social media is going today. If you want to be online, you also have to do short form content. So I have a couple of ideas of shorts I want to film, and that's going to be my main focus today. As I said, I'm going to take today a little bit easier and also hopefully spend some more time reading. I kind of have to leave the house a bit earlier than 5 today because I'm going to a V.E. Schwab event. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You guys know I'm the biggest V.E. Schwab fan, and today she is coming to Toronto for her Bury Our Bones tour. There's gonna be like some sort of a talk, like a Q&A, and then we're all going to get a signed copy of the book, which I'm so excited about. Like, I feel like V.E. Schwab is just such a cool, interesting person. She's obviously a wonderful, amazing author, and I can't wait to like just hear more of her thoughts on her process of writing, whether it's for Bury Our Bones specifically or for any of her other previous books as well. I am so excited. And also to get a copy of Bury Our Bones, obviously, which is a book that I read last year because I was so lucky enough to receive an e-arc for it, but I don't have a physical copy. So it's gonna be so fun just getting my like signed physical copy from her. Yeah, that's basically our day today. I did it. I got a signed copy of Bury Our Bones. This is probably one of my most prized possessions now, along with my signed copy of The Nightingale. Like, this is so cool. Okay, first of all, in here, they gave us these talk to me cards. These were actually just I think they said they were gonna just like give V.E. Schwab these and you could write her just like a letter, like a postcard type of a thing. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to write to V.E. Schwab. What do you write to an author? Like, that is so much pressure to put together words that sound good to like one of your favorite authors of all time. Like, that is so intimidating. So I decided to just keep mine. And I'm sure like V.E. Schwab gets so many of these on her tour. Like, if they're handing these out to every single person who goes to every single stop of her tour, I'm sure she ends up with so many of these cards with like probably a lot of the same messages from fans. So I just decided to keep it. as a little keepsake because I think it's really cool. It's like a little souvenir from the tour. This is the book. This is the little signed page inside. So there is her signature there. And then I don't know if you can pick this up on camera, but in the corner there is a little like stamp area. If you can see, it's kind of light, but it's a tour stamp and it says Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil Tour 2025. It is actually really interesting like looking through this book and seeing the final formatting of it, because obviously I did read the e-arc, so a lot of the formatting wasn't there yet. It was just kind of like the bare bones of the book. And I don't know if I'll reread this right now, honestly. I kind of like, after hearing the talk last night though and hearing like V.E. Schwab's thoughts, I kind of like want to reread the book now, knowing even more of her thoughts while she was like going into this book and writing it. But I don't know, I have a lot of books to read, so it's hard like justifying a reread. But like just looking at the formatting, like it's honestly just so cool seeing it all in like a formatted book after just reading like the very simplified Kindle ARC version of it. That was so much fun. I've actually never attended an author talk like that, so it was so interesting. Like V.E. Schwab has the most interesting brain ever, but it was so cool just like hearing about her experience. She kind of talked about her experience overall in publishing, like from when she first started writing to like her journey up to this point. She talked about Addie LaRue a lot because obviously that was a big turning point for her, because that book became so popular and so viral. It definitely like really increased her reach and her audience. And then yeah, she talked about her writing process for this book and then also her writing process for like all books in general. And she has the most interesting way of writing books ever. If you haven't read Bury Our Bones, again, I did read it last year. I gave it a full 5-star, absolutely loved it. It truly felt like looking into V.E. Schwab's soul. This copy is gonna go straight onto my shelf because I have already read it. I feel like it would look good beside Addie LaRue. So I'm gonna move Fragile Threads and Gallant over, and I think I'm gonna put it in there. Yeah, I feel like that looks kind of cool. It's kind of satisfying how it's the exact same height as Addie LaRue and kind of like looks like it blends in together. I'm kind of like thinking that Bury Our Bones should be the one facing out because it's like the cool signed edition, but I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know if I should switch out Addie and Bury Our Bones. Anyways, it is Friday morning, by the way. Tasks for today. I want to edit the short that I filmed yesterday. I want to finish up this video, like this current vlog, and I want to wrap it up, finish the thumbnail, and get that all posted. Also, our like little pilot podcast episode just came out this morning. I'm just going to be keeping an eye out for comments and stuff so I can make sure I am seeing your comments, because I feel like for this video especially, the feedback is really important because it's something new that we're trying, and your feedback and guidance and stuff will really affect like if we continue this in the future, what we decide to do, if we do make that official podcast. So yeah, if you haven't watched that podcast episode yet, definitely go check that out with Freya. But those are honestly the main things I want to accomplish today. And then I'm still on this book. I feel like I have not had a lot of time this week to read, so I honestly want to do like a big reading day. I feel like that's fitting for like a Friday. Like I just want to take it easy today, to be honest. And that's, you know, that's one of the luxuries of working for myself at this point. And so yeah, just after 9 years of not being able to take like an easy Friday, I'm gonna do it for myself. I also don't even think I mentioned, so I am doing basically social media full time at this point, but I am at the same time also doing some freelance video editing. It is YouTube editing as well, but it's for like a tech, like a file transfer company. I'm kind of doing that as well on the side. I didn't have any of that work to do this week, which is why you didn't see any of it, but I think they will have a video ready for me next week to edit. So just keeping that in mind. But that's my plan today. Happy Friday. I think I'm actually gonna end this video here. I don't think you need to see more clips of me sitting here and editing, which is what I'm gonna be doing for the majority of today. But that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you, I don't know, learned something, got a little bit out of it. If you have been curious or if you have been wanting to take on social media and try it out for yourself, I hope this was a little bit informative. I'm gonna leave you guys here for now. If you did like this video, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know if you've watched that podcast episode with Freya yet. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!